Final Destination is a 2000 American supernatural horror film directed by James Wong, with a screenplay written by Wong, Glenn Morgan, and Jeffrey Reddick, based on a story by Reddick. It is the first installment in the Final Destination film series and stars Devon Sawa, Ali Larter, Kerr Smith, and Tony Todd. Sawa portrays a teenager who cheats death after having a premonition of a catastrophic plane explosion. He and several of his classmates leave the plane before the explosion occurs, but death later takes the lives of those who were meant to die on the plane. Released the year before September 11, Final Destination has a haunting quality about it, like all those late 90s and early 2000 films that seemed unusually introspective and reflective, especially for Hollywood, thanks to the anxiety surrounding the millennium and Y2K. You feel it in all the movies released around that time. But there's also a certain innocence and slight optimism that tempers it. I feel very nostalgic for my pre-9/11 travel whenever I watch Final Destination. Yes, that's a funny thing to say given how many violent deaths there are in this film, but there's a breeziness to the travel scenes that remind me of how light-hearted travel used to be before September 11. When Alex's passport flips open, I recognize it as the pre-9/11 passport with the small printing and photo. After September 11, passports changed and the design began to look ugly. The early scenes are the best, including the opening titles with a creepy humming fan that's supposed to remind you of a jet's propellers. Once the premonition is set and comes true, everything seems to go downhill a bit. The whole logic behind who gets to live and die didn't quite make sense. But the opening sequence is fantastic and I can re-watch it over and over. I took 3 trips to Paris just before September 11 and this film brings back the days when the young didn't spend all their time staring at a stupid phone. You notice everybody in the early scenes is reading a travel book, as that was the main thing you brought with you on a trip, along with a digital camera or a manual camera with film. Everybody back then had good posture and stared at each other. You don't see that nowadays. Instead everybody's eye is on Instagram or TikTok or some other stupid video. I wish cell phones had never been invented. 8/10. Anyways, thanks for watching, see you later, bye.